here is your latest African news.
And good afternoon to Africans all over the length and breadth of the African continent. It is truly today a historic day, a day in which we start trading officially under the preferences of the African Continental Free Trade Area, a day in which today we take Africa a step closer to the vision of an integrated Africa, a vision of an integrated market on the African continent. This African Continental Free Trade Area should not just be a trade agreement. It should actually be an instrument for Africa's development. The opportunity to close the salary gap, the gender gap in terms of salary, is presented by this agreement. The opportunity for small, medium enterprises across the African continent to access new markets is presented by the African Continental Free Trade Area. And we are working very closely with our technical partners to develop digital technology platforms that will enable connectivity of small, medium enterprises, that will enable connectivity of young Africans in trade, so that this agreement does not benefit only the big corporations on the African continent, but that it should benefit also women in trade and young Africans. We today, as Africans, are witnessing the beginning of a new chapter in terms of trade and investment relations of the African continent. And I have to say that as an African, I am truly proud today because 55 countries have signed this agreement. Out of 55, 54 have signed this agreement. 33 countries have ratified the agreement. Over 40 countries have submitted their offers, which signals that Africa is ready to start trading today on the basis of new rules, new preferences that will ensure that the African market is integrated. We have to take, as Africans, active steps to overcome the smallness of our national economies, to overcome the lack of economies of scale. And we have to take active steps to make sure that we place Africa on a path to industrial development, accelerated industrial development, so that by the year 2035, we're able to double intra-Africa trade and double intra-Africa trade in value-added goods. As I've observed before in the past, we have to take active steps to dismantle the colonial economic model that we inherited and that we sustained over the last 50 years. We have to stop being exporters of primary products to countries of the North. We have got to make sure that we establish industrial development capacity on the African continent so that we create jobs on the African continent and so that we completely rely on Africa, self-sufficiency in Africa. And if anything, COVID-19 has demonstrated, it is that Africa is overly reliant on the export of primary commodities, overly reliant on global supply chains. And we know when the global supply chains are disrupted, we know that Africa suffers. We know that when the global commodities markets are subdued, we know that Africa suffers. So we've got to take active steps to make sure that Africa's industrial development is accelerated. And this African Continental Free Trade Area and the trading that starts today are the first steps that we have to take in that direction.
Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our African videos. It's been me, Zanele Njapa, the Unlearning Lady, and remember, you can also leave your suggestions of topics you'd like us to cover in the comments below.